Welcome back to GAMEpoch. My name's MystikDan, and this is a series where I play through the history of video games in their order of release, starting with Super Mario Bros. On the Nintendo, and now I'm playing Zelda. I just finished doing a whole bunch of farming for rupees and getting some stuff like a magic shield and a more powerful sword, a few hearts, and I just got the blue armor, which gives me twice as much defense. So on top of that with the sword, the white sword that gives me twice as much attack strength, I am much more powerful than the game is anticipating me to be for the first 3 or 4 dungeons. So now I'm going to head to the first dungeon. We'll actually see this game in action for what its real exciting parts are, and that's the dungeons. So this is where a lot of the puzzle solving comes into play, and the exploration, and where the kind of the bread and butter of Zelda is. It consists of an overworld where you wander around, and then dungeons where you actually do a lot of your real adventuring. This little area right here, in the autumnal part of the forest, is where the first dungeon is. So I'm still gonna work on getting rupees. Rupees are actually very important in this game, not only because there's a lot of crap to buy that's worth buying, but also because you actually use them as your ammo. Here it is, the Dungeon of Zelda. Level 1. Each of these dungeons actually, in their map, lays out an image of some kind, and it actually represents the name of the dungeon. I can never keep all of them straight, but I'm going to come over here first and kill these bats, which are called keys. Don't know why, but that's what they're called. And you kill them all, and that teaches you, oh hey, look, I can get something if I kill all the enemies in this place. A basic element of Zelda gameplay. I love these little statues. Over here, these are like these weird troll, fishy looking things going bah! And over here are weird dragon lizard things going bah! Talking to each other or something? I don't know. Anyway, come over here and oh, there's skeletons! They've got 2 blades, one in each hand, and that one was actually carrying a key. So that teaches you that, not necessarily you have to kill everything to get something, but sometimes specific enemies will carry something you need. But definitely there's a reward for killing enemies, and now I've got 2 keys. Use one, oh hey, that unlocked door I can get through. Basic gameplay elements that it's teaching you just by having you go through it. Very clever. Oh, and hey, a random drop of a fairy. Nice. Now, for people who've played later Zelda games, you'll take note that there are no bottles in this game, so there's no capturing fairies in order to grab onto them and help, heal you later on, or automatically save you when you lose all your hearts. None of that. Not in this one. I think I should have gone to the right first. Well, I'm gonna go in here and kill all these guys, and I'll go back and see. I've gone through this game multiple times, and I still don't have them completely memorized, but... Anyway. So, I love these dungeons. I love the music and the spookiness to it. The sense of tension is very palpable. I love it. And I just got the compass, which lets me see where the boss is. And I think if I push start, actually, you'll see a map showing only rooms you've explored. And the fact that I got the compass, but in here it doesn't show me where the final boss is, so that's interesting. Oh, and actually I don't think it shows me where the boss is. I think it shows me where the Triforce piece is, and that's actually the goal for this dungeon. Where I'm trying to go to is to find one of the 8 pieces of the Triforce that Princess Zelda split into pieces before she was kidnapped. Now that's an interesting thing. You kill all the enemies, but that door over there is still blocked. However, if you see this block and you experiment with it and you push it, you realize, oh, that'll open it up. So that teaches you another basic gameplay element where you need to push blocks to find secrets. Eastmost Peninsula is the secret. Not actually sure exactly what that's referring to. Anyway, so that was fun. I'm gonna go through the rest of this dungeon now. I love these little guys. They're so satisfying to kill because they're just little blah, die in one hit and they're easy. And map! Look at that. I think this dungeon's called the Eagle. I don't think it's going to tell me, but I mean, look at that map. It looks like it's shaped like an eagle. Now, that dot that tells me where the Triforce is all the way to the right. So I'm going to explore the rest of this dungeon, even though, you know, some of the, like, more scared players might be like, I think I don't want to keep exploring because these guys kill me and I don't want to die, so I'll just go where I'm supposed to. But for the more adventurous at heart, we will realize that, oh, there are probably treasures to find going this other area, so I'd rather do that. And most of the time, your adventurous spirit will be rewarded by a permanent item upgrade or something like that, so... Killing guys got me a key. I actually didn't need one, but that was handy. And then you'll walk into this room and find a new enemy, and I can't get past this, so what? But then you might remember from earlier, oh, if I push the block, I moved it. That's how you get past these guys. So then you'll push blocks, and there we go, that's how you do it. So hopefully the game is laid out in a way where if you play it the way they are hoping you'll play it, where you don't want to just pass by puzzles and actually try things out, you'll figure things out and learn gameplay mechanics. So I just got the bow. I can't use it without arrows, which is why you see the arrows in the shops. You actually have to buy the arrows. But then forevermore, I think, you can use arrows as long as you have rupees. And then if you run out of rupees, you can't use arrows anymore. I don't think that you have to buy arrows again if you use all your rupees. I'm pretty sure it's not that way. That would be really crappy if it was, because that would suck. But yeah, so that was nice. And, yeah, so, like, there's... The way that they've designed these games, it's well designed as long as you play the way they expect you to play. And that, unfortunately, becomes problematic because there are a lot of gamers that don't have much patience or who don't really try things that aren't obvious. And look at this, I find that so interesting that just killing random guys, you get a permanent item. Look at that, it's the freaking boomerang! It goes out and kills things or stuns things or also grabs items and brings them into you if it's out of range. That's super handy in case someone drops a 5 rupee or something that you really want. And that was just a random drop. That doesn't happen. And then the most terrifying Zelda enemy of all, the Dungeon Master or the Wall Master or whatever it is. It's awful. I'm not going to show you what it does because it scares me too much. It still, to this day, scares me. But if it grabs you, it'll pull you into the wall, and you can't get away, and then you wind up at the beginning of the stage, and it's like, oh, come on! Those things are terrifying. Anyway, do you hear that? That means a strong enemy is nearby. And I love how that just sounds kind of like a monster roaring. Here it is. Ah, it's a giant dragon, unicorn, lizard thing, and oh, I killed it in 3 hits because I had a sword. Still, when you come in here and you see that, it's like, oh, that's amazing! There's a dragon, or a dinosaur, or whatever, and you kill it. But still, how awesome is that? And now here is the Triforce piece. Oh, how satisfying. I just wanted to see if my feed got caught up. Any of you watching my Ghosts and Goblins episodes will notice that there was some pretty bad glitching with the video where it would, like, clip ahead and skip a bunch of stuff. And it was bad. Like, it was doing it constantly. I don't know why it was doing that. I don't know if it was because of my capture or the FrameMeister or what, but I tend to think it was because of the capture, because I have the FrameMeister splitting out to both my monitor and the capture, and I never see that on my monitor. And that makes me think that it's probably my capture. Just for the sake of, you know, behind the scenes or whatever, I'm using the Elgato HD60, because I wanted to capture these at 60 frames per second. And that has been fairly good, you know, it does a decent job. It connects to your computer through USB, and then you can capture it using... I actually use OBS, the free software, which does great. That is fantastic software for what it's supposed to do. And I changed a bunch of settings in OBS, and nothing was changing, the fact that it was glitching. So I'm wondering if it really was just the Elgato, because... especially in Ghosts and Goblins, between levels, there's a good long chunk of time, like a full second or a second and a half of just nothing, of black. And so maybe the Elgato is thinking like, oh, this is, nothing's happening, so I need to stop. Oh crap, there's more signal coming in because the game comes back in, and it's like, ah, what do? And I'm not exactly sure. I haven't figured that out. Because I didn't do it with Mario. And I didn't really do any different settings with Mario, so I'm not... I really don't know what happened. It's very frustrating that it does that. But it doesn't seem to be doing it for Zelda, because Zelda doesn't have such long gaps in video feed, so I don't know. So if I look every once in a while to check to make sure my feed isn't breaking, that's why. So I'm looking over here at my monitor. Anyway, that was a lot of behind-the-scenes GAMEpoch. Yay, fun action. So, now that the first dungeon's done, I really don't have anything else I need to do at this point. I could go buy arrows, I could go buy the meat, but I don't need those anytime soon. What I need is to get my bearings and figure out where the freaking second dungeon is. I think it's pretty soon here. Yeah, this part always gets me a little bit lost, but it's not too bad. Get the rupees! God! Yeah! And then once I get to the dungeon, I should be able to stop this episode. So, yeah, good timing. If I can find the freaking place. Ah! It's over here. Oh, man. I know exactly where it is now. I just gotta get over there. I'm gonna head down south because this is a good area. I like coming over here where these little baubles pop out of the sand and they're like, hey, we have tons of money for some reason. Ah, nice, I got the stopwatch. The only time you don't want the stopwatch is in like 1 or 2 dungeon rooms later on in the game where you absolutely have to have wall masters come out. And you need to kill a certain number of them in order to make a block pushable so that you can pop open the stairs and you can move on with the dungeon. Very frustrating, but that's just the way it is. Okay, is it this one? Maybe. Anyway, I actually want to buy the arrows since I'm right here. And they're 80. Ow. I could probably find them cheaper somewhere else, but I don't care. I'm just gonna get them so I have them. Now I will never again need to get arrows. Yay! Now, is it over here or is it further up? I'm actually not positive. This won't take long, I promise. But yeah, I mean, it's just part of what's interesting about this game is exploring. You could be playing this game for 30 years like I have and still not really have it down. Kind of, you know, need to wander. Ah, here we go. So, this one solitary bush may make you go, huh, that looks a little funny that it's like that. I can burn bushes. Let's see if I can Moses this. Aha! And what's in here? Ah! So that's kind of terrifying. So, oh no. Okay, good. Yeah, so that's just kind of, that's the thing about this game, is just kind of wander into level 8 and you're like, ah, I'm not supposed to be here! I'm not doing that. I think this is just a store, but, oh, what the heck, I'm over here, I might as well just check it out. And let's see what's in here. Yeah, nothing interesting. Nothing I can't get for elsewhere, cheaper for elsewhere, or the same price, so, whatever. Man, I gotta find this stupid dungeon, where is it? I think it's, I know, it's right around this area, I just always have a hard time finding it. Well, does one of these have something? Yes, okay. Ow, hey! It's a secret to everybody. Okay, good, some free rupees. That's always nice. 10. Really? That wasn't worth my time. Ah. Whatever. It's right around here. I swear it is. Okay, I finally freaking found it. Alright, an adventurer is I. I'm so smart at this. Alright, well, here's level 2, so that took longer than I expected. Anyway, welcome to The Legend of Zelda, where you can still get lost even if you've played it many, many times. So thanks for checking in GAMEpoch. I'm MystikDan signing out. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!